What's up, my peoples? I'm here live. Let me see if I can. Hey, everybody. I'm here live. Hey, good morning. Let me take it off this. Holy shit, this friggin'. Can we go normal here? Yeah. How do I get back in? Good morning, Ancient Star Queen. How do I get back to normal? Alright. So yeah, I'm here live. At the Roman Catholic Retreat Grounds. I've been here before. I don't know if anybody was in the chat room that was in my Zoom stream last night, but I revealed some of my very interesting newest prophecy from oh man, I'm like mixed up right now. I feel like a really strong energy here right now. Of course there is a strong energy always here, but there's something really. Yeah, this is a very creepy place, like I told you. And the reason why there's no obelisk here, one of the only monuments that's not here, is because they are not broadcasting the spiritual transmission of the apocalypse, like I call it, like they are from all the other obelisks inside of Rome. Here, it's my understanding, you know, and I'm not going to say I have all the answers, just from what I've experienced and researched, my conclusion is that this place is a place for spiritual battle and a spiritual. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully you guys are still with me. Are you guys still with me? That was friggin' really interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for people to join again. Okay, so Star Queen, you with me, right? It says nobody's in there, but I think. Okay, so listen to this shit. What just happened to me? I walked into the circle. All right. So first of all, it's a that right there is surrounded by. This place is an activation circle, a ritual circle. Okay, I don't think people realize this. All right, you see the big 60-foot Mary, right? The goddess. Okay, around her are all these not only stations of the cross, but all these the joyful mysteries and the sorrowful mysteries, all these things, they're all mantras and prayers to say. And then you walk into the circle, and she's on a star platform, right? So when you walk into the circle, it's, as soon as you come over here, you're supposed to be chanting the Holy Rosary. And when you walk into the circle, and at each station here, there's different, John Paul II, the second, I think, enabled all of these different prayers to go along with each station, which each one of these stations here, these monuments, has a different prayer and a different mantra, or a different spell that you say to activate the energy of the statues, and you know, of just the energy in general. And you know, a lot of times things can be encased. They could put powerful spirits or disembodied spirits. Powerful shaman can lock them within objects, including statues. So these statues might actually hold energies within it, encased within it. Now, that one across is the one of Dionysus with the no arms. I've done a whole video on that before. But it's my understanding that this is a ritual circle. This is a prayer circle. This is a spell circle. And it's got the pentagram right in it. She's on the star platform. It has a pentagram right on her neck. And when I walked into the circle before, and I'm the only one here. There's no one here. I mean, there's cars there because priests and shit live, and brothers and friars, they all live in the houses there. But there's no one here on these grounds this early in the morning, right? Walking around. You might find a job or two that come by, but nobody's here right now. When I walked into that circle, I heard in my mind the rosary, the Hail Mary being said, being chanted in a dark way, and then I lost stream. This is a ritual circle. It's a prayer circle. It activates the energy within that statue. And you see right here, it's telling you right at the entrance over here, before you walk into the circle, it's literally telling you now. This is Our Lady's Park, our Goddess's Park. Pray the Holy Rosary now. It's basically telling you, walk in there and pray. Walk in there and activate the energy, right? So, one thing I want to talk about today is very serious. It's a very serious topic, and it's really one of the main reasons for the Inquisition. And I believe not only this statue, but the Statue of Liberty is a representation of Ceres, Diana, Hecate, these triple goddesses, but also it's also in representation of Manfreda Visconti and the burning of the goddess, the burning of the female spirit, and they erect that energy. Now, who was Manfreda Visconti? Most people hear that name and they don't even realize who she was or what's going on here. And Manfreda Visconti was supposed to be, now Visconti is maybe even part of the Illuminati family. They are an elite family from Italy, the Visconti. It's spelled Visconti. Now, Manfreda Visconti was a powerful seeress, a prophetess, a leader amongst their family and amongst those circles in Italy, right? So, in the year 1300, good morning, buddy. In the year 1300, Manfreda Visconti was supposed to be elected as the first female pope on our planet. Yes. Now, the pope, she was going to be the papessa, the high priestess of the Catholic Church. Now, the Catholic Church believe, right here, you know, where I'm at right now, they believe that when you are the pope, you are basically the holy vicar of Christ on this planet. So what does that mean? You basically are an extension of Christ. You literally are embodying the energy of Christ on this planet. And you can even sometimes make some of these miracles of Christ, you know. So she was seen as the holy vicar of Christ on this planet. And in the year 1300, she was going to be ushered in as the first female pope of the Catholic Church of the world. And they were going to usher her in at the very haunted Maria Maggiore Church in Italy. So what happened is, in that year, she was burned at the stake for being a witch, along with many others in her circle. All right. Now, I talked about last night in my Zoom chat. And please, if you guys want to support me, please give me the thumbs up. Now, I thought last night, I can't go through it all right now, but last night in my Zoom chat, I revealed some very, very, very important information, and information that no one else has ever said before. Yes, so I'll pick up right where I left off right now. So Liesha, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Yes, so the Visconti, I was getting there in my chat. The Visconti family, yes, they have the Visconti Sforza tarot deck, the Visconti tarot deck. One of the oldest, coolest traditional decks. I've done readings with this deck. I have an old version of it, very nice version of it, and a newer version of it. Now, it's a controversy because after she was burned alive in the year 1300s, her picture appears in various places throughout art after that, hidden in the background or in some sort of cryptic way. They put her in pictures in some way. Okay, so in the Visconti tarot deck, there's the Papessa card, the female pope card, the high priestess card, or whatever you want to call it. And supposedly, the Manfreda Visconti is the one pictured on the Papessa card. And I showed it last night on my Zoom stream, so it's very interesting that you brought that up today. I showed it last night on my Zoom stream of her picture on the Papessa card on the Visconti deck. She's pictured wearing a coned hat with a triple crown to represent the triple goddess on the hat, and it's a very iconic picture. Now, massive church right here too. This is actually a Korean Christian church on these grounds. Weird that they have that here too. This little chapel right here is at the very far end of these retreat grounds, right before the forest, the sacred grove here. This is Don Bosco's chapel, and I've received prophetic visions in here from, I believe, Don Bosco. Now, Don Bosco was like me. He was a born hereditary shaman, a born hereditary strega and benindante. He is a dream good walker, a walker. He can walk between worlds in his dreams. And this is the same traits that I carry. You know, I am a good walker. That's what we're called, the benindante. And we travel and get messages within our dreams. And unfortunately, Don Bosco, at the time he lived, which is not too long ago, he lived in the 1800s, early 1900s, to the mid 1900s. I think he was born in the late 1800s, died like 1940s or 50s. I don't know the exact date. I got to look it up again. I forget. I did know it. But I know he was born like the 1880s or something. But this is a very interesting, haunting statue. He's like literally 8 or 9 feet tall. If I stood on that platform, because look, let's see, if I stand up here, I'm 5'9" or 5'8", and this shit is like 8, 9 feet tall. So that shit is huge. But in this chapel right behind him, and he was, I'm not going to go into who Don Bosco was, but I've talked about him many times. He is the patron saint of magicians. All right, he was the savior of young people. All right, and he had a prodigy, Dominic Savio, that was taken by evil spirits. Basically, he died at a very young age and then was made a saint for never even done any saintly things. The Catholic Church tried to reverse the energy of him being taken. Now, inside of here is where I received some prophetic visions. Unfortunately, Don Bosco felt like the only way he can do his mission without being ridiculed, without being hunted, without being persecuted, and to have the funds that he needed to travel and to accomplish what he wanted to accomplish, he had to bow down and go into the Catholic Church. He felt like he had no other option. And the only way his miracles and his work was going to be accepted is if it was as an extension of God. So he had to go to the church, he thought. And I think he cost dearly because of it. And every one of his visions, he had to relate to the Bible in some sort of way and make it fit in with their dogma and their beliefs. So his visions, interpretation of his visions got corrupted, but he was a true prophet. He was a true seer. Him and Padre Pio, for sure, were the most recent ones in the Catholic Church that were true seers. Their energies were hijacked For sure hijacked. Sorry if people are, I don't know how many we got with us right now, but this is, I should go in there for right now. I don't know if I should go in there right now, but, I'm pretty sure we're going to catch some interesting things on camera here this morning. Every time the sun is rising and I go to the chapel over there, some interesting things happen. So I'm going to go to the chapel in a second. This is a very interesting, I can't believe they leave this unlocked too. This friggin' painting is crazy. The smell of incense is all over me right now. Where is the incense? They definitely gotta be burning incense somewhere because it's everywhere right now. The smell of it, I just don't see it. You guys with me still? Wow, this is pretty friggin' here. Wow, so there's visions coming to me of a whole bunch of white doves coming at this chapel in my mind. I just saw like a picture in my mind of white doves flying all towards me, coming towards me. I'm pretty sure we ain't gonna see a friggin', wow, see, there is the sun is coming right through there right now. Don't feel the same. Don't feel the same. I just heard something in my head going, I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same. Wow. Yeah, I would say that is considered candle magic. You know, I'll show you why. I mean, each one of these candles is lit with an intention and a prayer and a name. Look at here. This is for a cure of a certain kind of cancer, right? This one is for a specific person's name, and that person is our knight. Their knight in shining armor, right? Each one of these purses is in memory of or pray for something. So you're looking to Saint John Don Bosco or Saint Don Bosco to make a miracle with his magic for you by contributing and praying to him. So that's the definition of witchcraft. It is the definition of magic. And you can see, look, the one in the middle, more brighter than the others, is definitely the one who's made the most. And right in the middle here is made the most monetary contribution, is the one that has the gold plate and the one that has the brightest lit candle and is in the center of this is definitely the family who made the most financial contribution to this monument getting erected. For sure. Hi, baby. My wife's in the chat room. I'm coming back home to the store to get some stuff, and I came here just to blow off a little steam. I was stressed. Mika. And even though sometimes we do argue, it's only because we're raising a family together. It gets stressful. And she's an amazing person, and she's an amazing mom. And she is my magic. It really was magic. You know, me and Mika, we first met. Michelle, her real name's Michelle. We first met in 6th grade. We went to middle school together, and she was this little shy, giggly girl with braces in the room that I always looked back at and tried to make laugh. And she was so shy that she didn't want to show her beautiful smile, and she would cover her braces a little bit, and I thought it was so cute. And I feel, even though I know it then, that a part of me fell in love with her back then. And because I always remembered that my whole life. Her innocence, her purity, her cuteness. And it turned into being a sexy woman and a beautiful woman and a great mother. And I'm glad we reconnected in the future and found each other again, because after high school I didn't see her for like 20 years almost. And just a few years ago we reconnected and found each other again. So it is a beautiful story to tell our daughter. And I will always stick by their side for sure. But yeah, so before I go home, I'm gonna take us to that outside chapel real quick. Now, I talked about Manfreda Visconti before. I do feel that and I don't want to go through the whole thing, because the Zoom chat I did last night was special for my patrons. Some people were allowed to join that are not patrons for one time. Deal that's just to check to see if they like it out. But I usually do the Zoom chats just for patrons. It's part of my one of my tiers. It's part of what I offer, and I reveal information there I don't reveal all to the public, because my patrons take it more serious. Sometimes with information, people do the wrong things with it, but you can't hold on to it. It becomes pride. So I have to reveal the information I get. It's just, you have to reveal it in the right way sometimes, and that's why I'm making a comic book now, and I'm doing things like that, because sometimes when you let out information boldly, it's not accepted. It's ridiculed. It's looked at in a bad way. But if you do it as a comic book or something like that, it's accepted. It's seen as art, right? So a lot of truth is in comic books. A lot of truth is in movies. Now, part of what I talked about last night is when people die, being buried or being burnt, is very interesting here, because when you're being buried, it's like you're preparing your body for something in the future. It's waiting. It's being kept there, not just for respects and worship, but it's being kept there to reemerge, to rise once again. When you burn the body, it's no longer to return to this physical realm. It is gone, right? Now, I was talking about my most recent vision. Now, I'm gonna lose battery in a second. I can't even see. Hold on, let me see if I can get the light from my phone to be brighter, because I'm losing battery. But this is the actual birth house replica of Don Bosco's birth house right here. Brick by brick, made the same way, the exact replica of Don Bosco's house. I can't even read the chat room right now. Hold on, let me see if I can get my phone to get brighter.